So if you're thinking about moving to Dallas, Fort Worth, and Denton is on your list, then this video is for you. Whether you're drawn to the small town charm, the music scene, or you just want a slower pace outside of Dallas hustle, then Denton has a lot to offer. But just like with anywhere else, there's trade-offs. So in this video, we're gonna actually break down the pros and cons and everything in between that you would get if you were considering Denton, Texas. So I'm Dee Walton, but you know that, your go-to real estate partner and relocation expert here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. And I help a lot of sellers and buyers for that matter move into the area to stay informed on everything DFW. And today we're going to talk about Denton, Texas. So let's talk about the first pro of Denton. It is a small town feel with big city perks. One of Denton's biggest selling points is its vibe. It still feels like a town where people know your name, where the barista may remember your order and neighbors may stop and chat if they see you. But make no mistake, you're not isolated here in the area. Denton is just 40 to 45 minutes from both downtown Dallas and Fort Worth, and you have direct access to major highways like I-35, Highway 380, so you can enjoy that slower pace without giving up access to jobs, entertainment, and major shopping hubs. But what's really special is Denton has learned its identity. In fact, in 2025, a resolution was introduced to officially designate Denton as the Halloween capital of Texas, thanks to its 31 days of Halloween celebration, which drew over 660,000 people in 2024 alone. That thanks to its pumpkin drops, haunted houses, and spooky movie nights and block parties all month long. So yes, it's a college town, but it's quirky and it has its beautiful balance and harmony and happenings in the town as well. Pro number 2 of Denton is going to be its artsy, musical, and creative energy. Denton has a lot of soul. It's often called the Austin of North Texas, and once you spend time downtown, you'll see why. Thanks to UNT and TWU, there is a constant flow of creative energy. Students, artists, musicians, and makers fill the city with live performances, gallery shows, and poetry nights and open mic nights. Some of the local favorite venues include the Harvest House, which is kind of a beer and garden vibe with live music and community. You also have Steve's Wine Bar, kind of a laid-back jazz and wine tasting venue. You also have Rubber Gloves, which is for the edgy and kind of the underground scene. Denton also has its arts and jazz festival. It's a whole vibe. Families and couples and students and all creatives come out together in the city's core for art, food, and live music. So pro number 3 of Denton is going to be its home options, and there is something for every lifestyle and budget. Denton has a variety of homes, and they're still kind of affordable based on other areas and cities here in DFW. As of right now, the median home price is going to be the mid to upper 400,000, and that is significantly manageable based on some other areas. But it's not just the price, it's also the character that you'll find here in Denton, Texas. There are historic homes near downtown. You also have Craftsman, Tudor, and Victorian style homes with wraparound porches and hardwood floors. And a lot of these homes, which are super cute, offer a lot of charm, were built in the 1900s. You're also going to have established neighborhoods here in Denton like South Ridge or the Idiot's Hill with mature trees, larger lots, and that classic Denton feel. Denton is going to also offer a few new master plan communities like Harvest and Pecan Square, which are technically located in Argyle and North Lake, but they're so close and bordering Denton that if you're looking to move to those areas, those communities could be an option for you. And in those areas, of course, you're going to get builder incentive, trails, pools, and the modern layouts that new homes bring for you. If you're looking for other type of homes in Denton, you can go for more acreage and custom style homes on the city's southern and western edges. And that's going to be ideal if you want a lot of land and a lot of space to kind of spread out. Another pro for Denton is going to be its family friendly and above average school. So if you're raising a family or thinking about raising a family in Denton, it has a reputation for being a great place for that. It's not just the affordability that you need, it's also the community. So you'll find a ton of city hosted events, seasonal festivals, and public parks designated and designed for families to connect. Denton ISD serves over 30,000 students, and it's ranked 172 out of 180 Texas districts, which is pretty solid, especially if you compare that to the cost of living. There are also private schools and other charter school options, and many of the elementary and middle schools perform well as well. Some of the parents that I've worked with also love the access to nature, trails, splash pads, playgrounds, and even small water parks. It's kind of the place where soccer, games, backyard cookouts, and after-school bike rides are just a part of the normal day-to-day life. So you're watching and you're thinking, Denton may not be the right vibe or fit for me, and that's okay. If you still have questions, feel free to click on the link in my description box for a free discovery call. And on this call, we'll talk about your goals, your timeline, and your budget, and we'll decide if Denton is the right move for you or another city and suburb here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. All right, so we've talked about Denton's pros. Let's talk about its cons. There are a few. The first one being I-35. The traffic on I-35 is no joke, and because of the proximity to I-35 in Denton, it was really important that I mention it. It's one of those things that catches people off guard when they move to the area, but the traffic in and out in Denton, especially on I-35, is actually quite painful. The city's growing, but the infrastructure hasn't quite caught up, so you'll find a lot of construction zones, bottlenecks, and unexpected slowdowns, especially during rush hour, game days, or other big events. If you're commuting to Dallas, Fort Worth, or even Plano, this could be a deal breaker for some. I always recommend to my clients to kind of do some test drives for the potential area that they're going to live in, as well as where they're going to be commuting before they lock in a specific neighborhood. So con number 2 is the Texas weather. And so this is not a con just for Denton. This is a con just for Texas in general. Let's keep it real. Texas is hot. And it's not always easy to love, and Denton is no exception. You'll get hot, humid summers that sit in the 90s to the 100-degree weather, and the spring rolls around with some major thunderstorms sometimes, wind, and even tornadoes. That said, winter tends to be mild, and the fall is beautiful here. So if you're coming for a more moderate climate, prepare for a little bit of a learning curve. Maybe go ahead and invest in a good umbrella, a storm shelter, and in the summer, you're gonna make sure that you have good AC. So con number 3 of Denton is gonna be the college town life. It's not for everyone. Having 2 major universities in Denton adds a lot of vibrancy, but it also means that the city has kind of a youthful and transient feel. You'll notice more rental homes, apartments, busy nightlife in pockets around Fry Street, occasional late night noise or party vibes, especially during the school year. Some people love this and they feed off the energy, and others want something a little bit more quiet and settled. The good news though is that there's plenty of neighborhoods in Denton that feel far from removed from all of that. So it really just depends on where you choose to live, but there's definitely neighborhoods where you won't feel like you're quite in a college town. And to balance this con with a pro of Denton is that the crime rate is 22% lower than the nation's average. So it's still very safe even though it's in a college town. So con number 4 of Denton is going to be its limited job market. Denton has a solid job market in education, healthcare, public service, and hospitality, which makes sense given that it has a large university influence. But if you work in tech, finance, marketing, or some other corporate roles, you may need to commute to the larger job center areas like Dallas, Las Colinas, or Plano, unless you work remotely, of course. That said, Denton is growing, and as more people move to the area, so do businesses and employers. Plus, one of the things that's on the horizon is that Denton is getting an HEB. Huge development and announcement for the area. For some reason, almost all the cities in DFW that get an HEB, it's huge. Everyone is super excited. So there is one coming soon to Denton. So is Denton the right fit for you? Here's what I'll say. If you want a city that's creative, has community driven, and still reasonably affordable, then Denton is absolutely worth considering. It has a lot of charm, character, and access to the city without the chaos. But it's not for everyone. If you need a short commute and you hate college towns, or you want something that is a little bit more newer and polished, then Denton may not be the right fit for you. Either way, I would love to help you figure that out. So you can call or text me on the information that's on your screen, or you can use the link below to book a time for us to chat. And hey, if you already live in Denton, I would love to know what you think. Please leave me a comment below to let me know what you love or hate about the city.